Friday and welcome back to the Ecamm Test Studio. I am so excited to be hanging out with you today for a number of reasons. One, I am in the Q&A setup. We slid in, or carried in, I guess, the round table, and we move things all around. I have like the world's largest television in front of me to be able to take everyone's questions for Ken and Glenn's Q&A next week. So hopefully you will all join us again for our last Q&A of the year, which is next Wednesday, this just a few days away, and right here on YouTube. So certainly make sure you RSVP for that. But the second thing I'm super excited about is that our studio space, which Doc Rock helped us to build, was in many ways influenced by the guest that I have today. So I'm super excited to have her on. Pastor Felicia is here.
Hello, everyone.
I'm so happy that you are here. Your studio space is just like the coolest possible space, and so the fact that you are willing to walk us through it today just makes me just sparkly and excited to be hanging out.
It's pretty exciting, and I think I always have these little butterflies going on and that kind of thing. So
everyone watching,
pretty exciting.
Hit that like button to make Felicia's butterflies go away. That will help and give her some love. I have my questions off to the side here, so if you have a question for Felicia, definitely throw it into the chat. It looks like we have Parker hanging out with us. We have Loman Creative Services. Louise is here. Paul is here. Definitely throw those questions in. And if you're watching in the replay, don't worry. We'll follow up with Felicia's full list of gear so you can grab everything that you're looking for and that she talks about today. And then also happy to answer questions too. So whether you're live or in the replay, we're here. Felicia, just so many questions, but to start off with, how did you start building this space? It is like just an amazing, incredible space. And you also have like a portable kind of mini studio on the go as well so how did you get started? What made you want to build all this out?
Well, the main thing is that I wanted a way so that I can talk to people about my passion in presenting the gospel. Mm-hmm. That's my motivation. And I love to teach and I love to encourage people. So I wanted a vehicle to do that. Now, here's the thing. It was pre-COVID. And I was running through these little bumps during different times with having the opportunity to do that. Mm-hmm. So I thought I'll just create my opportunity, And so with the help of some very, very good friends in the beginning, my dream got larger and larger and larger, and my studio space got larger and larger and larger. So I'm sure they'll see that in a moment.
It is totally Command Central. I cannot wait to show it. It just is such a cool space. So what kinds of broadcasts are you doing? So you have a YouTube channel. How often are you going live? How often are you creating video?
Right. I have my YouTube channel and I do some videos there every now and again, trying to learn how to edit. But I'm learning that I have this slogan, this thing is that I thrive in the live. So, I really like live. Going live is more organic. And I'm hoping to get up more reps in 2022.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
And I go live in the Ecamm Community. I do some things with my church. So all of that is very, very good and helpful for me in using the software.
That is incredible. So how long have you been doing all of this for? When did you start building out this space?
So I would have to say, let me think. I think the very first YouTube video I did was in December of 2018. And I had just a webcam, a Brio webcam, and a little USB mic, lapel mic, and that was it. So all of this is pretty much from that point, which was a long space, and then COVID hit, of course. And so, but like I said, my passion got larger. I started dreaming and started getting really excited that I can do this, that technology is not leaving me behind.
No, it is definitely not leaving you behind. And we're going to have to get you to send us like a before and after of your space and a before and after of your video, because it is nuts. All right, I
would love that.
Click through. I'm watching the questions as well. I see Sammy is joining us. Hey, Sammy. I'm going to click through here. Oh, I lost my mouse. Too many screens. Too many
Me too.
Here, I'll use my Stream Deck. All right, over to you. Let's see. So you have this awesome bookcase behind you, which was inspiring for me because that's what we did in the Ecamm space as well, was being able to have that kind of blurred personality bookshelf space, which I love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, and I love that you've always had like these lights and movement in that space as well. Like we're looking at it right now and we can see you and you're crystal clear, but you have, in the bottom, you have like a screen that has like a moving light to it. And you have a lot of kind of warm and cold shades of light, which I think is so helpful when you have that bokeh effect, because it really makes things pop. And it's like just not distracting enough to pull away from you and the content you're sharing, but interesting enough that it makes it just really fun to watch. Do you change that up often, the background, or do you leave it mostly the way that it is?
The bookcases, I leave them the way that they are because it would be difficult, because in the back of the center bookcase, my husband, he helped me really screw in a surge protector, so to speak. Okay. So it's actually tacked to the back of that bookshelf in the middle, and all the lights plug into that.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
yes. And so,
how do you deal with all your wires?
Yeah. So everything from the lights is in the back of that center bookshelf, which makes it just so clean with the wires.
That is awesome. All right. Will you switch over so we can see what your monitors look like? Command Central.
I would love to. Let's see what the monitors look like here. And that would be here.
So it is so fun. I cannot stop. I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here, let me move this one because this one will be
monitors, bright. And then 5, I guess, right? Oh my goodness, I love it.
Yes, I have an iMac 2019 here, and then I actually have 3 LG screens, and this is a 2015 iMac, and this is a gamer's monitor that I use so that I can see the output coming from my ATEM Mini Pro.
Oh my goodness, and then you've got, it looks like an iPad and your phone and some other smaller screens.
Right, I have my iPad here, and this is my old iPhone, I believe it's a 10. And this is my newer iPhone here. And of course, you can't do anything in my house without Alexa. So this is my Alexa screen here.
Oh my goodness. I love it. What was the first? How did you start all of this?
The first would have been my 2015 iMac, and when I first started, I was starting with a different software other than Ecamm, and so I started with this particular monitor. And interestingly enough, my husband said it doesn't match. I had different size monitors, so he went out and bought me this one.
Oh, super husband. I love it.
Super husband. But of course, when you're live streaming and then the fans start going and different things. So I also have inside this case, which is my 12 South monitor holder. Inside this case, it houses my M1.
Okay. Yep.
M1 computer is inside there. So actually, in all, I have 3 iMacs on my desk, 2 iMacs, and then 1 Mac Mini. Mm-hmm. And I started with just another monitor, a smaller monitor. But I was like, well, that's too low. It's not big enough. It's this, it's that. I want to see this in the front. I want to see that in the front. Hence all of the monitors. So here we are.
And how many cameras?
Oh, wow. That's interesting. So I'll stay here for just a moment because I think you all have quite a good view.
Yeah, I know.
Of the cameras
sorry to
here.
Make us look at the back of your head, but I think this is a good view to see everything.
well, so you all will see here is the Sony ZV-1 as my overhead cam. Mm-hmm. My primary camera right in front of me is the Sony ZV-10, mm-hmm. and on that camera I have the Sony 24 millimeter 1.4 lens.
Nice.
Here to my right is the camera that I used before I switched to the Sony ZV-10, and that's the Canon M200. I'll show you that. Matter of fact, do you want me to go through those views now as we talk about them?
Yeah, let's see.
Excellent. let's see those views. Let's see. Okay, here's the overhead shot, and you can see where I wrote, this is my new toy. This is the Desk Board Buddy.
Oh, cool. What is it called? Desk Board.
Desk Board Buddy.
Oh, I love it.
I love this little cool, and it has a nice little, but anyway, we're not talking about that. And I can
we might
also
have
move the
to.
monitor out of the way. Say that again?
So we might have to. It's so cool.
Oh, it's so cool. Look at this. And you have the pens, and it's glass, and you have a little storage space under it for your other pens, and I put remotes in there.
I love it.
You can dock the pen there. And what's so cool about this as well is you can also put your iPad in there.
Oh, magic.
You can put it there like that, and you can put your phone in other slots. So
I have
that's
to go
one
on
cool.
our Christmas list here for the Ecamm office.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So you can put show notes on it and, different things like that to help you remember. But this is the overhead cam. It's the Sony ZV-1. And then what I would like to do is this rear shot that you all see is actually a Canon SL3, and it has a 24 to 55 millimeter lens on it.
That's so neat. I'm laughing that Paul says that he thinks that you might also be a launch director.
A launch director. Okay, and I'm going to go to this main scene, Katie, because from here, I'm going to switch camera angles using my ATM Mini. So this is the main scene. The second one that I would like to show you all and go to is going to be my GoPro Hero 7 Black.
Oh, that's a neat shot too. Yeah, you're really able to kind of see how big it does. It's not a huge room for the amount of stuff you have in it. That's awesome.
I think it's like a 12 by 12. The ceilings are super, super high, but it's a 12. I think it's 12 by 12. Yeah. And so here on my desk, I have the Rodecaster Pro. I have the little small Stream Deck Mini there. Hoverbar Duos on both, on top of both of the Macs, and those come on, help with your eyes. If you're doing some stuff at night. And so you can see this camera view from the GoPro angle, the overhead shot as well, and then the main camera there. So also have the Stream Deck here, the XL, the ATM Mini Pro, and I have my Loop Deck Live, which I absolutely love. The CalDigit TS3 is here. And then I also have the Element Hub right here, the CalDigit Element Hub that helps to get everything going here. And my main microphone is the Electro Voice RE20 with a low profile arm from Elgato. I absolutely love Elgato.
We're big fans.
They have great, great, great products. So these are the 3 camera angles that I have connected with my ATM Mini. The fourth one I leave open from my iPad when I'm presenting from that particular screen. So, any questions for me so far?
We do. We have some coming in. Here, let me throw him up. It looks like Keely would like to know, how many Thunderbolt docks do you have? And is there a frequent Docker program that you're a member? This is a great question.
That is an excellent question, Keely. I actually have the CalDigit, and I have the CalDigit Element Hub connected to the CalDigit TS3 dock, which helps power the ATM Mini Pro and all these other additional camera angles. So, and it works pretty smooth.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm sure that you have a lot of things there, so you have tons of things to be able to plug in. How are you handling all of your cable management? Are you using something specific to kind of keep the cables all out of the way? Other than your back wall, which you have a fancy setup for that.
That's an excellent question. Against my wall here is a nice space. So I actually pulled it away from the wall enough for me to drop all the cables behind my desk.
Oh, nice.
And then what I did, I put a large standing vase at the corner here of the desk so that it's nice and pretty. It's a nice flower there to hide it all.
I love it. Yeah, exactly. Make it as clean as you possibly can and then just hide things as best as you can.
Absolutely. I want to show you all the webcam view because that will actually give everyone, all of our viewers, an opportunity to kind of get get a grasp or an idea of how large my space is or how small it is. So let's go to that view now. And this is the Logitech Brio, the webcam I started it all with.
Yeah, look at that. I love that you still have room in that room for a comfy chair and your TV.
Yep, my television. And then I normally move this ottoman. I move it, it just depends in and out how much space I want. So depends if it's napping season and I want to nap in here.
It feels like napping season. It feels like maybe getting closer to napping season.
Yeah, which coincidentally, I just moved it back in like last week. So you're absolutely right.
Oh, it's that cozy time of year. Anita would like to know what the length of your desk is.
The length of my desk is a 72. I'm going to go back to the main view here. Mm-hmm. So the length of the desk is 72, and I can definitely drop this into the chat. So I can basically put both my arms out and reach both sides, the ends of the desk. So it's 72 inches in length. And then what I've done is the file cabinet, I attached it to the end, just have it pulled up to the end of it. So I'm able to spread this other monitor out on it. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have so many different monitors and so many different places to look. How often are you using all of those at once? Like, how are you setting up what to look at? Because you have, I assume, like your broadcast and you're doing video monitoring. Maybe you have extra things open. How are you kind of making the best use of that space?
That is an excellent question. So on this primary monitor, I don't know if you all, our listeners and viewers, are familiar with a DAC board. So I have the DAC board connected. So when I'm not live streaming, because that brightness will hit my glasses, I turn off that screen and turn off the DAC board. So during the day, I have everything from my calendar running right here on this monitor. Let's see. Yeah, I have everything running from this monitor for the DAC board. And when I'm using this, I use this computer is connected to this monitor, which gives me dual screen option depending on what I'm working on throughout the day. But when I'm live streaming, the primary two monitors that I use is the one that's right here in front of me. This is a 35-inch LG, and then this one is a 24-inch LG. I use these two for screen share, and then when I'm live streaming, I like to be able to see what's going on, and so I may put YouTube up on one of these other computers or restream so I can see what's going on in the back end without actually running all that on my main system.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, Keely has another question. She says, if she's seeing this right, you have two Elgato key lights angled at the front and then a key air light off to the side as your hair light. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. I have, Keely, that is absolutely correct. And it depends on the time of day and what's going on outside. I will flip them around a little bit and that kind of thing. So unfortunately, I was getting ready for this and I didn't think, I need to turn those in a little bit because my last meeting was in the evening. So.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I imagine that you'd have to adjust them here and there. Do you have blackout curtains or a lot of natural light that comes into that room?
I have a lot of natural light. So right now I have my shutters open on this side and the shutters closed in the back so that it wouldn't spill in too much light on my bookshelves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting that, because you have so many different monitors and things, it's very thoughtful approach that you're like, okay, I need to turn these ones off and then I have lights on top of them for when it's dark and I need to be backlit. You've really thought through, and I'm sure just from experience, figured out, exactly what you need lit and when and what might cause issues if it is lighting up, which is super important, especially if you are wearing glasses or time of day that you're doing these different broadcasts and video creation.
Yes, that's a very good point because one of the things that I found, if you would notice from the rear shot, these monitors are black. They're on, but they're black because screensavers, depending upon the color, will also reflect that green or orange or whatever colors is coming from, the desktop screensaver. So when streaming, I turn all of the screens to black.
Mm-hmm. Super, super important. And I think something we don't often think about it's one of those things where you're like, it's not normally on a checklist for everyone else. Is, if you have
Yes.
extra monitors, are you paying attention to how that light is reflecting off or what that might be causing as far as your broadcast goes?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So you said,
Yeah.
so you use your iPad from time to time. You're doing different kinds of presentations. Are you pulling in Keynote or PowerPoint or Prezi? Are you doing kind of whiteboarding? What are you using that as what are you using your iPad for in some of these additional tools?
Right. I use my iPad to pull in Keynote slide presentations. And then I really, really love the ability to whiteboard and mark, underline, highlight, those kind of things to increase the awareness of learning and teaching points.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very good tool. I use that a lot when I'm doing Bible study or something for my church.
Yeah, absolutely. In the case of doing, I love the idea of doing like small group sessions and Bible studies and those kinds of things with live video. Are you doing it in
Yes.
a way where you're pulling on guests, I guess, for lack of a better word, using interview mode, or are you, speaking and presenting and leading, and you just are leveraging live comments?
I normally do it live, leverage live comments.
Mm-hmm.
However, in 2022, I've been in some meetings and having some discussions with some folks on the team, and we're actually going to do our women's groups differently this time, where we'll be able to pull them in, do the presentation, and all of that kind of stuff. So it's going to be pretty interesting. But normally, what I do is I'll do the presentation. We'll send that live stream feed out, and then at other times, I actually record using Ecamm and then edit my own video, and then I send the video in for them to upload it to YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's neat. Yeah, I mean, everyone's time, I guess, is so different.
Yeah.
Not everyone's able to
Yeah.
watch while they're live. Yeah, I just always I wondered that from like a community aspect. Folks who are used to going into like a physical space to do a Bible study are used to being able to see each other and engage with each other in a small group. I think it's a different vibe than like a church service, which would be moving, where it's, I think, a little bit easier to live stream than when you're doing kind of
Right.
the small group. You're sort of building off of questions and interactions that yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. Have you seen what Ultra Live is doing? We've been testing out some of their functionality, and it's a cool space for being able to kind of feature people and have like a different vibe. There's like a virtual lobby space and like a virtual space to be able to share ideas. So it's like a cool.
Listen, let me write that down on my desk board, buddy. Ultra Live.
Write that down on your desk board. Yeah, we're doing our holiday party in Ultra Live. It's not a religious party, so if you're not religious, you are welcome to join anyway. But it's it's
definitely
a really cool platform for that reason, because it has this main stage area, which feels very similar to a live stream, but it also has this concept of rows of seats, and you can actually speak to each other in the seats while you're watching the live presentation. So it pulls in a lot of that small group feel.
Oh, you have to let me peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, we will. We'll definitely peek behind the curtain of it, because it's a really neat tool. David says that he's new to this space. He's loving your layout. Welcome. Yeah, I will say, David, that really all kinds of as unique as every user is, that's how many different kinds of studio setups that you can have. Felicia's is awesome because it feels very warm and friendly and inviting, but she's like not messing around. She's got the full all the gear and can do all the things, which is just so always a lot of fun to see and learn from. Whereas here in the Ecamm office, we have a pretty, I think it looks more complicated than it is. A pretty simple setup. I was joking. I will show all of you in the ridiculousness of it. Let me turn my camera back on. We're prepping for our Q&A next week. So here I'm using just my phone as a camera for the moment, but you'll see. So we have our monitor to the side, and we have our Shure microphones all ready to go for the guys, 2 of them. But we have this giant TV behind us.
It is huge.
It is huge. I don't even know the size of it, other than gigantic, like world's largest television. But we're going to put all of the questions that the guys get right up on that TV. So they'll be able to look basically straight at that camera and then see all the questions coming up behind, which I think will make it a little bit more engaging and easier for them. But
I mean, that is absolutely huge. What is that, like 72, 84?
Probably. I don't even know. Ken got this for the office space, and we've been trying to figure out like the best ways to use it. So I was super excited for this. I'm like, all right, I was moving everything around in the studio, and I'm like, all right, we'll just slide in this this giant TV, which thankfully is on wheels, so it makes it pretty easy to do.
Yeah, I can see the vision. I mean, because it's right there in front of you.
Yeah.
And you can just lay out every screen, like turning left to right to see it. Oh, forget about that now.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. It might also actually be fun to put like behind in some way and have, guest court. Like you could probably do a bunch with it as far as things go, but it's, it's a fun challenge to think through what your space is like and what the potential is for it. So, I'm sure as you were going through and adding different things on, you add by need, but then you probably also think through like, all right, like what could be the best possible use case scenario if I did add, an extra monitor, or if I had, a iPad so I could do whiteboarding, and, what could that do for my audience? What could that do for my video?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like case in point is the teleprompter.
Oh,
I had the TMP 100.
Yep.
I had it sitting right here, but it just never seemed to fit the space properly. I couldn't get it adjusted right. The bookshelves it was just weird.
Yeah.
And then I took it apart. Keely would like that. I took it apart. I shaved some parts of it for the Canon M50 because that's when I first got it. I'm going to show you all the shot from the Canon M50. But I shaved part of it because, on the Canon M50, it has that weird battery adapter at the bottom of it.
It does, yep.
Yeah, and I just could never get it right. And then I took the hood off of it, put the hood back. So finally I was like, okay, bye. You've got to go.
See, and that's super important. I feel, especially with teleprompters, it's one of those things where a lot of you out there watching and you friendly people in the Ecamm community love teleprompters. And I think there's certain use cases where they are absolutely amazing and really, really helpful. But
Yes.
it matters as to whether or not it fits really well into your studio. Are you using it as much as, is it valuable to have in your space, especially if space is tight? Are you really getting the benefit of that? And I think that's a great story that you might end up investing in something and it may not be the best fit. And in that case, it is better to just, resell it or pass it along to someone else that might be able to take advantage of it so that you can
Absolutely
have that best space, right?
Yeah, because the monitor, it just wasn't working for me. And then I wasn't really using it with the way that I talked, the way that it advanced.
Yeah.
Just for me, it was just it just was not a good fit. So, yeah.
I'm laughing. We have Tony. Hey, Tony. Thanks so much for always
Tony.
Here. We have Anna on, one of our favorites. I'm laughing because Dave is saying that he's changed his setup 20 times since last night. You and I, Dave, we're right there together. I've been moving everything around. Thankfully,
That's so funny.
Ken came in and helped me. He was like, how are you going to move that round table? I was like, well, now that you're here, a lot easier than my original plan of just trucking it across myself.
Yeah.
Love it. And it looks like moving a TMP 100 onto a tripod. That's a really smart idea. Getting it up and making it steady. I'm gonna have to go back to see what's causing this monitor envy. All right, hang on, Felicia. We have to show the monitor again so that Gretchen can see Command Central.
I have to go back, right? All right, here we are. Ready?
Woo! Oh my goodness. It looks like you work for NASA. It's amazing. I just love it so very much. Oh my goodness. We should talk a little. Funny. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. We should talk a little bit about the about traveling as well. So you in addition to having this amazing Command Central and home space that you've just been growing and building, you also have like a mini studio that you can bring with you on the go. What's in that? How did you approach that through?
Yeah, what's in that? And Katie, I want you to know that I set this up especially for you and our audience today.
We appreciate it.
All right, here we go. Now, this is my Canon M50. Wait, let me go back. Yeah, there we go. So this is my mobile setup, and it's the Canon M50 that I set up here, and I have my M1 13-inch Mac Mini. excuse me, my MacBook Pro
Yep.
M1. I also have the Falcon Eyes F7 for background lights for colors. And that little square box you see is a portable softbox. And this little,
Clever.
that cover, you see that little round thing looks like a little bubble on it to the left?
Yep.
Well, that you could either put that softbox on it. You know what? I have a better idea. I'm just going to tell you all what's on the table, and then I can show you all about that light.
It's a deal. It's a deal.
All right, great. And the blue raspberry is the microphone, the USB microphone. Once I got rid of the lapel mic, I went to this USB Blue Yeti microphone. That's what that is. I just pulled it out of the closet and started reusing it again. And behind all of that is my Peak Design tripod. And another, Keely, you're going to like this. That's another Cal Digit Hub, HDMI hub.
Queen of hubs.
Queen of Cal Digit Hubs. I love them. They perform.
Yeah. When we switched
go
over,
ahead.
We had one of the, we still have them here, but the Toe2 just little mini docks, and they were awesome. And then we switched over to the Cal Digit, and I was like, this is so much better. So many more options.
Yes, I love Cal Digit Hubs. And so coincidentally, I have, I think, 4 of them. So I have the TS3, the Element, and then I have the Cal Digit one. I can't even think all of them, but I have 4.
There are 4. Yeah.
2 for travel and 2 just stay right here on my desk. So I want to, I'm going to switch to this webcam view.
Sure.
And I'm going to go over and get that light. And while I'm over there, you know what? I should have plugged up my other microphone so you guys can hear me. But before I go, I have the Canon M50 attached to the bookshelf with the
I see it now
with the arm, Elgato arm.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that attached to that arm, and then I have another extension arm from Elgato that holds the Elgato key light to kind of light that area in there. And this is the result of that. But I'm going to go over and get this light.
Such a fun little kit. And it's especially smart if you are in, video production, or if you're considering taking on clients, or if you're thinking about doing any kind of traveling next year. There's going to be a really huge need for people to have video aspects and elements to their events. So thinking through like hybrid and, live streaming for all of these different events and meetups and things that are going to start to come back into the real world next year. Huge opportunity for all of you Ecamm fam out there who want to start showing people what you can do with all your equipment. Thinking through what you might be mobile is super important. And especially, kind of thinking through too how you can take what you have and start building it into a mobile kit and how you can carry it with you. You'd be amazed at what you probably have that is more mobile than you might think. Doc's been building out this Pelican case. So he's got like the whole thing, and it's indestructible so that he can travel with it. But it amazes me how you can kind of be able to, roll up and set up pretty quickly and have, really professional looking studio if you can just take that planning part to it. Trickiest is always the internet, thinking through where you're going to be and whether or not you have access to wired internet, or if you need to bring a hotspot or portable internet with you is the most important part of it. That is easy to, not to overlook, but is hard to plan for and easy to mess up.
Okay, so I would have to agree with that. And one of the things that I would like to say is that I think that we have a lot of really, really good use cases around us already. For those of us who have started somewhere, we probably all have a lapel mic or a USB mic. Those would make great traveling options, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm going to go to my overhead view.
Love it.
Katie, love it. So here we are on the overhead view. I'm going to move that out of the way for just a moment. And this light that I like to demo for you all for a good travel light, the brand is Litra. And this light is the Litra Torch 2.0. But this is the soft box that you can use with it. I'm going to demo that for you all really quick. Out of the box, this is this light.
Oh, wow. It's so small.
It's very, very small. It also has a clip that you can attach to your camera on the cold shoe. And then this is this little dome cover, just in case you don't want to use the softbox.
I was trying to figure out, I was like, those look really small. How big is the light? But it's so tiny.
The light is really, really, really bright, and I will demo that light. So that's the light without blinding anybody. And that is the lowest setting.
Holy cow.
That's the brightest setting.
Wow. A couple of those, and you're going to be looking awesome. And I mean,
exactly.
Hard when you're on
and then, of course, it has this emergency feature.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Another cool thing about this light, I'm going to reach back.
Ob says that you are looking great. David says, what a command center. It's amazing. And G. Albert says, hello,
awesome.
Hello.
So I keep these two little lights. I have two of them. That's a little noisy. All right, fantastic. On the go, the beauty of live streaming, right?
There we go.
So I do have two of these little lights. Okay.
They're so cute.
They are. And they also, you can also add these nice little colors.
Oh, you have filters for them. That is incredible.
Filters. Yes. And I love that about this light. You can do some different things with it. And these are the attachments to put those lights on, the filters on. So now let's talk about the softbox, just how easy this is.
Yeah.
It comes in a box in this little case. This box comes in this little case. When it's all put together, this is how it looks.
It's so funny how much bigger it gets with the with the box over.
You see that? And then the light just attaches to the bag like this, like so. And then you can put it on a tripod, but look at that nice blue light.
Magic. Wow, that is so cool.
And it's very easy to put together, Katie. Yeah, you just kind of pop these off. Pop these off. These pop out like that. Those pop out.
Wow.
See? And you put it in this little zip case and it's done.
Oh no, another
ready to travel.
Christmas list.
Look at this.
Wow.
And it all goes in this little case. Just like that.
That is
you can put the
so
filters.
easy.
So easy. And then you have your little light. You just drop it in and it's done.
And it looks battery powered. So easy peasy to get the batteries for them.
Yeah, no, you just charge it. You just charge it, USB charging.
Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. People are loving your Ecamm and Stream Deck console. We need to talk about that.
Oh, awesome.
Did you build that yourself or is that something you bought? It's so cool.
You know, this, where did I get this combo? Where did I get that combo?
Oh, well, we're going to need to figure that out because we have a lot of people that are freaking out about how amazing it is. While you're thinking about it, James wants to know if the Litra is only battery operated or if you can you keep the USB connected?
You can't. The only drawback that I find, in all fairness, I like to really, talk about pros and cons of different products. And for those of you that don't really, I really like researching for different products.
You don't say. I believe that.
I remember Diana asking at one point, she was like, how does she find these things like?
If you're looking for a gear research expert, you have found one right here.
Yeah. So the thing that I found about this light the one thing that I do not really like is the fact of where the USB plug is. It's right here. So if you have it attached to a tripod, that could be kind of difficult to get to for continuous power. And that would be the only drawside. That's it.
Yep.
But you can also attach it to a tripod on this side, and then you could use it. So I guess that's not really a drawback at all, because you have two connecting points. You have one there, and then you have one on the bottom. So
Yeah. You just have to be
there
thoughtful.
you go.
You have to be thoughtful.
So that means it's an excellent light.
No drawback. It's just awesome. Obs is impressed by the ability to add color. I know it's so fun that they have the the ability to change it up and change how they look. And they're so portable. It's amazing. I love it.
This stand, I remember in the ATM Mini Pro community, there was someone who made these stands, and they were selling them for, I think, like $12. It was very, very inexpensive, and that's where I got this stand.
Oh my goodness. All right. Crafters out there. If you are a woodworker or a metal worker, this is your opportunity right here. I feel like Keith has, is it Keith?
Yes.
I think Keith has a built-in, I think his is wood though. Someone else in our community, or probably a few people in the community, have those built-in things.
Right.
Just make it look so sleek and so super cool. I love it.
It just stays out of the way right there. It's neat, and just need another end for my loop deck.
I know, yeah, right? You need, the loop tech's got to get in there as well. Absolutely. James says you need to send your affiliate link. He is buying today. He's ready to go. Ready to go for it. I love it. Hey,
now, here's an interesting thing about these lights too. I'm sorry, Katie. No, is that if you take your time and really search for them, I got these from Adorama. Sometimes you can get two for the price of one.
Oh, yeah. Probably this time of year too is especially good. For
right.
all the different
because one normally costs about $89, but you can get two for $49.
That would be really cool.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We're going to do some research and follow up with some links. Gary, this is an absolutely incredible question. So we don't have any scene bundles or overlay packs that we at Ecamm sell, but there are tons of amazing ones. This one that I'm using today is actually from the Let's Get Live community. I'll drop the link once I jump off. But Doc and Diana and the team at Let's Get Live have these amazing ones. Luria at Live Streaming Pros sells some. There's just a ton of people within our community space. So if you go over to Facebook and you search Ecamm Live Community in the groups, you will see, I'm sure, a ton of different recommendations. And we have some links there where you can go and grab them. You can also build your own in Ecamm really easily with just our text overlays. And so we have two beautiful, amazing people who run a show for us called ENN, and they also run Building Blocks, Anna and Fulgens, who are, Anna at least was on earlier. So Anna, if you're there, drop your YouTube link so that we can share all of the amazing things that you guys do, because you can certainly build your own if you have a little bit of time and are willing to take a look at it. But there's lots for sale. These ones are a lot of fun. They were just one of the basic packs that are from Let's Get Live. I love it. I love all these questions. We have Devin on. Hey, Devin. Happy Friday.
Yeah, I see Devin is on. Hi, Devin. It's nice to see you here.
And we have Dean.
Dean is here. Oh, my goodness.
You can say hi to both of us. You're all good, Dean. You're always welcome here.
Loman Creative Services. My friend Bernice Loman. She's the owner, creative genius of Loman Creative Services. It's good to have her here.
We love it. I'm just scrolling back to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Oh, we have Ben. Welcome, Ben. We're talking all about gear for your live streaming studio space. And Felicia's been walking us through all of the cool things that are in her space. It takes all kinds of creators and all kinds of spaces to make videos. So if you're staring at this and you're like, whoa, I only have one monitor, I am missing out. You are not. You can create video with any different kind of setup. And Felicia's just such a great example because she's got her amazing home studio space, but you've also got this mobile kit that we've been going through. So what else is in the mobile kit?
In the mobile kit
so we have the lights you just showed us, and anything else we want to do a close-up on?
Actually.
Sorry, make you get it back up again.
Actually, I'm gonna sit right here and go back overhead. This is if I don't want to do let's go back overhead. This is the case for my Rodecaster, for my Rode Wireless Go kit. Oh, and so if I don't use the USB mic, then I'll use my Rode Wireless Go system.
Yeah, and these are great if you're newer to video and you're like, what is that? These are the little microphones you can clip to your shirt or someone else's shirt so that you get that great sound. And those are especially helpful if you're in like a very busy or crowded environment. They do a really great job of just really only picking up the sound from the speaker, which is hugely helpful. So you're not picking up all that background noise.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And then the only other thing that I take in my mobile kit is because sometimes I find that on the CalDigit hub, the Ethernet port sometimes feels like it's tricky, especially with the M1. So I take the Belkin Ethernet cable along with me, and I attach in Ethernet that way.
I'm laughing. Doc has figured out like where to find the ability to plug into hardwired internet in like every hotel room he's in. He's like, what you're gonna want to do is get down on your hands and knees and look somewhere around the TV because they need to plug that in. So yeah, if you're on the go, you would be amazed. Don't just settle because the hotel is offering free Wi-Fi. If you are in a suite or in your room, there's probably the opportunity to actually physically plug in. So have that cable with you. Be ready to take advantage of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. Well, we are nearing the top of the hour, and Doc has his live demo coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube. So I want to be sensitive to your time and make sure everyone can jump over there if they want to catch up on how to get started with Ecamm Live. Is there anything else you want to show off, Felicia? Anything else we should cover?
No, I think that we've pretty much seen everything in the studio. But I really want to take the opportunity to shout out to Ecamm. Ecamm is the engine behind many, many dreams. So I am very appreciative of Ecamm Live and our creators, Ken and Glenn. And Katie is just a diamond.
Oh, you know,
yeah, Katie, you are such a diamond. You're so genuine, and really thank God for all of what you all do. So Ecamm can help make dreams come true.
It's always just so incredibly humbling to see what everyone is creating and the just amazing things that you are all doing. It's certainly humbling for me sitting, and it's been especially fun during Vlogmas. If you're joining us for Vlogmas, or even if you're not, it's been incredible to just go into the community space and see every single different kind of video. The range is just amazing. You can watch live music and then go over to really detailed interview, and then people are just doing crafts and cooking and podcasting and teaching,
everything,
and
every
possible thing. So it's been certainly my favorite month of the year, in addition to just the holidays, which I'm a total geek for. It's just been super fun to actually get an inside view into what everyone is creating. So
yeah, absolutely. I learned how to cut a lemon differently.
I saw that one. It was awesome. I love it. I know. I worked for years in the publishing industry, working with cookbook authors, and so every time I see one of the cooking videos, I'm like, oh, it's so nice to see the chefs cooking. I love all the cool pro tips and all those overhead shots. It's really neat to see what people are creating, and I love being able to see their faces and then the overhead into the hands, and they're working on something. Such a fun environment. Oh, well, yes, Felicia, absolutely. Thank you so much for taking the time and for showing us around your studio space. We're going to force you to send us some links so we can drop them here into the description. But okay. I will help you. I promise. But we all want to look as cool as you do here. So I'll have to share those links.
Thank you for having me. Thanks, everyone, for being here.
Yeah, and we will be again live in just a couple of minutes with Doc Rock here on YouTube. The Ken and Glenn, our fearless co-founders, have a monthly Q&A, the last one of the year, next week, and the Ecamm Fam holiday extravaganza happening in Alter Live in the community. So if you want to see what Alter Live is like and play around, just hang out with us. Totally free, totally open to everyone. You can grab that link on our Facebook page. But yeah, I really appreciate you all spending time with us today. And if you are watching in the replay, throw those questions in. Let us know that you're watching so we can answer everything. But we'll be back again soon. Thanks, Felicia.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.